Welcome back. Let's just jump right in, because today's explainer is incredibly focused and high energy. We're looking at what is essentially a survival mechanism in today's hyper-competitive digital economy. Look, if you're running an enterprise right now, you already know the market is totally unforgiving, and those margins for error, they're shrinking by the minute. So let's dive right into this and explore exactly how businesses are navigating these intense pressures.
So ask yourself this: can you actually afford inefficiencies in your digital operations? It sounds like a simple question, right? But the implications are massive. Can your company truly absorb the financial drain of inefficiencies in procurement, in warehouse management, or financial reporting? Well, in the modern digital economy, the answer is a resounding no. Even just minor friction in these areas can compound into massive losses. It's no longer just about having the technology, it's about how flawlessly that technology runs.
Picture a giant canyon. Over on one side, you've got your business strategy, your grand vision, your corporate goals. And way over on the other side, you have your technology execution, the actual software, the code, the servers. Historically, there's been this massive, uncrossable gap between these two sides. But that's exactly where the SAP consultant comes in. They act as the vital bridge connecting your company's strategic vision directly to its technological reality. They're the ones who ensure that what you want to achieve actually translates into exactly what the system does.
Here's our roadmap for this explainer. We're going to cover 1. The digital efficiency imperative. 2. The 5 hats of SAP consultants. 3. The impact across business domains. 4. A case study on Rasta Infotech. 5. The risks of going it alone. And finally, 6. A strategic digital partnership.
All right, part 1, the digital efficiency imperative.
The crucial takeaway here is that just buying and deploying software, that's nowhere near enough anymore. ERP systems, enterprise resource planning systems, like the highly advanced SAP S/4HANA, represent massive financial investments for a company. The modern imperative demands that these systems deliver tangible, measurable outcomes. If you implement a system like SAP S/4HANA and you aren't seeing rapidly streamlined operations and dramatically reduced costs, well, that bridge between strategy and execution is broken. The technology absolutely has to justify its own existence through verifiable, real-world results.
Moving right along to Section 2, the 5 hats of SAP consultants.
A successful SAP consultant doesn't just do one job. They're effectively wearing 5 different hats simultaneously to keep the whole shebang running. First, they act as a strategic advisor, directly aligning specific ERP modules with your overarching corporate goals. From there, they shift into a process architect, designing workflows that aggressively hunt down and eliminate redundancies. Next up, they become a technology integrator, making absolutely sure there's seamless communication across your finance, procurement, and supply chain divisions. But, it's not all just about the software. Fourth, they serve as a change manager, reducing friction and actively guiding your human workforce through the adoption of these new systems. And finally, and this is super critical in today's regulatory environment, they play the role of risk controller, stepping in to implement bulletproof compliance and governance frameworks. It really takes all 5 of these roles working in total operational harmony for a business to succeed.
Next up, Section 3, impact across business domains.
Just think about the sheer breadth of this transformation across different departments. Let's start with finance. When systems are fully optimized, we're talking about significantly faster closing cycles, instantaneous real-time reporting, and vastly reduced revenue leakage. And look at how that financial clarity feeds directly into the supply chain. A consultant ensures you have total end-to-end inventory visibility, and that visibility is exactly what builds your resilience against massive global disruptions. Now jump over to procurement. Here you unlock genuine vendor collaboration, real cost savings, and totally transparent requisition-to-payment cycles. In HR, the impact hits workforce optimization, tight compliance, and way higher employee engagement because the friction of their daily tasks is just gone. And for analytics, you finally unlock predictive insights that offer a genuine, unassailable competitive advantage. Literally everything connects. This is what holistic system-wide business growth actually looks like in practice.
All right, Section 4. Let's ground this with a real-world case study, Rasta Infotech.
So, Rasta Infotech was heavily focused on scaling their warehouse automation and digital procurement, which made SAP consulting absolutely indispensable for their survival. By working with these strategic guides, they achieved some incredible transformation markers. For instance, they successfully automated voice picking and complex warehouse workflows. That drastically reduced human error on the floor and sped up delivery times. They also highly optimized their vendor selection and their request for quotation processes, ensuring they were always getting the best margins. And crucially, they didn't just tweak their old lagging systems, they executed a full SAP S/4HANA migration. What that meant was, as their order volume doubled, their system didn't crack, it scaled seamlessly. Finally, on the human side of things, they enhanced employee dashboards to dramatically boost daily productivity, making the complex software a joy to use rather than a chore. They built the bridge, and they successfully crossed it.
Now for Section 5, the risks of going it alone. I actually like to call this the abyss, because honestly, trying to navigate digital transformation without an expert guide is incredibly dangerous, and the costs are severe. If you fail to properly configure your systems, compliance failures will inevitably lead to direct, crushing financial penalties. Plus, if your system isn't seamlessly integrated from day one, you end up with data fragmentation. When your data is fragmented across isolated silos, your leaders simply can't see the whole picture. Your decision-making slows to a crawl. And make no mistake, in a hyper-competitive market, slow decision-making is pretty much a death sentence. Let's think about the direct cause and effect of that failure for a second. Imagine you have integration gaps. Maybe your procurement software just refuses to properly talk to your warehouse module. The immediate, unavoidable result? Severe bottlenecks in logistics. Technical integration gaps don't just stay inside the computer. They manifest as disastrous, real-world physical bottlenecks on your warehouse floor, in your shipping bays, and throughout your entire supply chain. A software glitch rapidly becomes a halted delivery truck.
And that brings us to our final section, number 6, a strategic digital partnership.
When you successfully navigate this massive transformation, you aren't just putting out today's fires, you're actually preparing for the future. Embedding this consulting partnership into your DNA allows your company to leverage the absolute next frontier of enterprise technology. AI-powered SAP solutions designed specifically for predictive analytics. You transition from merely reacting to what happened yesterday to accurately predicting what's going to happen tomorrow. This level of digital readiness positions a company for sustainable, highly profitable long-term growth. It really all boils down to this. A good SAP consultant is not just a technical expert, but a strategic partner. For companies like Rasta Infotech, and potentially yours, this partnership is the absolute guarantee of operational excellence and cost efficiency. It's the realization that the technology alone isn't the magic bullet. The expert alignment of that technology directly to your specific business goals is the real solution. So, I'm going to leave you with this one final, provocative thought to chew on. Is your business digitally ready for the future? I mean, really take a hard, honest look at your procurement, your warehousing, your financial reporting. Are you operating with total, uncompromised efficiency, or are there integration gaps and redundancies you can simply no longer afford to ignore? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, keep optimizing, and I'll see you next time.